All right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our first virtual meetup, specifically for new hires to Round Rock ISD. Very excited to be here and sharing some of these resources with you all this year, welcoming you to the team, making sure that all your questions get answered and you have a successful first year with our organization. Sorry, we're about 14 minutes late. We had a few technical difficulties, but we will get those wrapped up and make sure that we do start on time next time. But I just want to thank you again for being here. My name is Ryan Smith. I'm the Director of Professional Development, and I'm joined today by Tanya Davis, who is our Director of Payroll, and she has a couple others in the background there. Tanya, do you want to introduce your crew?
Yeah, I have Lori and Cindy with me here today.
Hi.
Okay. Hello, Lori and Cindy. And we're also joined by Chris Nieto. He is the Coordinator of Professional Development. You'll hear a lot from him about data literacy, design thinking, all kinds of cool stuff. He's going to show some Eduphoria tips and tricks today, as well as Ms. Annette Vieira, who is our Executive Director of Human Resource Services. Hello, Annette. Hello. And each of them are going to get a chance to kind of introduce their individual departments and answer some of those questions that a new hire might have during their first month with Round Rock. I also want to announce that we will be doing much more of these, both virtually and in person throughout the school year. The next one that I'm very excited about will be November 4th at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. We're going to be hosting a tailgate before the Westwood Warriors take on the Cedar Ridge Raiders. And I believe that's in their final game of the season before the playoffs, but we'll have plenty of barbecue and an opportunity for Round Rock hires to get to know each other. A lot of times elementary teachers or folks that aren't tied to a campus, you don't get that feel of being part of the fun that football in Texas is in the fall. So we're going to invite everybody out for that. And as well as throughout the year, there's going to be plenty of opportunities to have these meetups and get to know one another. And finally, one other thing I do want to tease is that we're going to be giving away, we like to give stuff away. So we're going to give away 2 books during our meetup today, but you got to stick around for a little bit to find out how we're giving these books away. But we're big fans of Ryan Holiday and Round Rock ISD, his book, The Obstacle is the Way, as well as his latest one, Ego is the Enemy, have been passed around quite a bit throughout our district this year. Ways you can ask questions while you're watching. We'll be monitoring our YouTube page where there's a chat window. Feel free to post questions right there, as well as on Twitter. You can tag us on Twitter, RRISDPD, with any questions you might have. We'll make sure we get those answered for you this afternoon or later. So the first person that I do want to introduce, she's going to talk to us about something that's very important to all of us, our payroll and our benefits. And I know that can be confusing a little bit, especially when you're new to an organization, but I'm going to turn it over to Tanya Davis and her team, and they're going to walk us through some of those basics and answer some of those questions. So Tanya, you want to take it from there?
Yes, sir. Thanks, Ryan. Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing well. We had some questions come in early, so I just want to first address some of the questions that we have. The first question we had is, why are there 2 months worth of insurance deductions out of your first paycheck? So if you received your first paycheck in August, we take insurance deductions 1 month in advance. And so the September paycheck paid for September and October insurance deductions. And there's some other questions about how to make changes to your health care plan through a qualifying event. And if you enrolled in our health care plan, you can use your documents that you use to enroll with Round Rock ISD Health Plan to give to a spouse's employer. That'll help you get removed from their plan. And then some other questions about Employee Access Center. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you guys how to get on the Employee Access Center. So give me just a second to navigate there. And I'm going to pull that up. And can y'all see this screen okay, everybody?
Perfect.
Okay. All right. So you're navigating to Round Rock ISD's website, and you're going to select Access Central. And once you select Access Central, you're going to log into the Employee Access Center. And once you get there, you're going to put your employee ID number in with no E. It's just your employee ID number and whatever password. If you can't remember your password, you click the Forgot Password link, and the system will email you to your Round Rock ISD email what your login password is. So you put in your information, you log in, and this is where you default into the Employee Access Center. We're doing a Susie test today to look at her information. The employee demographic is on the left, and this information is going to pop up, which has your address and some important information, and you can update it by clicking the update link and then saving it once you've made any changes. I want to point out that Round Rock ISD does require some phone numbers, so make sure that you've updated your phone numbers. As we scroll into the Employee Access Center, the tasks that you can get into are all on the left-hand side of the screen. We're going to quickly go through this. If you select the degree link, it's going to show you what degree you have, what university it came from, and your certifications. I've blocked some of the information out to protect the privacy of Susie Test. Then we're going to look at the paycheck information. So your paycheck information is going to default here. Your net pay is here. Then you just select the check number. And when you select that check number, it's going to default, and this is the top half of the paycheck screen. Then this is where you get your detailed information, your current pay amount information, your year-to-date, and your deductions that came out of your current paycheck. And then the bottom of the screen shows the bank account that we sent your money to, what your leave balances are, your net pay, and your federal income tax filing status. As we're scrolling through the Employee Access Center, how you figure out your salary and benefits. So if you click on the salary screen on the left, it brings you into what we would say is your salary. So this particular person is a 13-pay teacher that got her first check in August. And so it calculates the rate of pay and the annual salary. You can take this annual salary and tie it to the Human Resources compensation schedule so that you can see that we're paying you with the right years of service. If you have questions about where you are on the salary schedule, you can reach out to the HR team or the payroll team and we'll help you identify that you're on the correct salary. The next screen that you can select is the leave information, where it shows your work calendar. And as you take leave days off, they'll be color-coded. To select your leave balances and your leave banks, you click the link, leave balances at the top of the screen, and it takes you to your leave balances. And on each one of these leave balances, you can show your leave detail, and it'll actually show you the days that you've taken off work. It gives you your taken year-to-date, earned, and what your balance is. And keep in mind that we do payroll posting for absences 1 month behind, so make sure you're taking a look at that payroll schedule. If you were here in 2016, we'll have your W-2s out here that you can reprint once we verify those and send them off to the IRS. Then we open it up for employees to print their own W-2. And then healthcare reform requires us to provide 1095-C forms. Once those are validated and valid, you can reprint your documents there. You can also make changes to your W-4 information. This is where your federal tax information comes out. You click Update, and you can update your exempt status, your filing status, and your number of withholding allowances and any additional income tax. We have a link to the IRS website if you need some help trying to figure out how you should be completing your W-4 form. And then last but not least, all those questions about your deductions. Teacher retirement deposit, teacher retirement insurance. That is a required deduction that we're required to both the employer and the employee to help fund the insurance plan through the teacher retirement system. And then if you're a new hire, the district pays a surcharge to the teacher retirement system on your behalf for your first 90 work days. And then you have all the elections that you've done. And when you actually select, say you want to select this standard health plan and see the details behind it. Once you select that link, you actually see what the deduction code is off your check and what amount you pay and what amount the employer pays. And then we also have a link that will take you to the website that gives you very detailed information about the healthcare plan. And that's the end of that document, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I know that was really quick, so if you have any questions, let me know.
Thank you, Tanya. I'm sure more questions will come in. You know, we'll be sharing this recording after we're done. And I think you mentioned it, or maybe you didn't, but aren't there some important dates about benefits coming up maybe in the next couple weeks?
Yes. Our benefits open enrollment, the elections that you made as a new hire, and through our benefits open enrollment, October 1st is that effective date for all of those insurance where your deductibles and your co-insurance restart. So October 1st is that new date.
So if I want to make it, so can I still make any changes to my deduction, my benefits, or my past that?
Well, you're actually past it, but what we've done is we sent out an email saying that if you made an error on your open enrollment, you have until Monday to get into our office and let us help you make corrections. So it's important that every employee go out there and look at the Employee Access Center and view what their deductions are and what actually came out of their paycheck so that we can get it correct.
Very good. So benefit to you if you're watching this live and you need to go check that out. You're going to get in right under the radar and make sure you do get that benefits package that you want, because you have to wait until the next year, right? If you,
yes, sir.
To make
There's no changes under our insurance plan unless there's a qualifying event. And on the benefits website, we have detailed information about how to make changes under a qualifying event.
Perfect. And we'll add to the show notes once we're done here. We've recorded it. We'll add some links to all these things that we're talking about too. So if you're out there, you don't feel like you need to be taking notes right away, we'll come back and we'll make sure there's links directly to the benefits page and other pages that we might share today.
Employees can ask questions. They can send us an email to benefits_EAC@RoundRock ISD or payroll_EAC@RoundRock ISD, and we can help them with their questions too.
All right. Thank you very much, Tanya. And I think next up, we're going to hear a little bit from Annette Vieira from Human Resource Services. She's going to tell us a little bit about HR, her department, and how they can also support you as a new hire here in Round Rock.
Well, hello, everybody. If you've made it through Human Resources and you're one of our new employees, then what that means is that you have completely gone through our process. So we're very excited that you've made it through the new hire process. One of the things we always like to remind you of is if you have service records that you haven't gotten to us yet, or you just want to make sure that those are here, please go to that Access Central and make sure that your years of service are posted there. If you're not quite sure, if we've gotten your service records, we do need to get them this year in order to be able to count them. So it's very important that we get those in from you. The other thing I'd be to remind you about is to make sure to get that compliance training done. For us, it's very important to read that employee handbook. There's lots of great information in there, as well as our website, like Tanya's already pointed out. We also, if you go to the Human Resource website, the compensation plan is there, calendars are there, which are always very helpful for our new employees. So that compliance piece is real important to us. T-tests, I'm sure you got trained with T-tests when you got hired if you're a teacher. And if you're a teacher, there's some dates coming up that you'll need to pay close attention to as well. So just make sure that you hit all those things. I know it's a lot to keep up with. All of those things are out there on our website. And I know that they're in PD as well, the professional development website too. And your campus principal, I'm sure, has those dates for you as well. The only other thing I'd like to remind you of is if you're going to be out, whatever your position is, if your position is one that requires a substitute, please be sure to call that substitute in plenty advance, because what often happens if of course, if you wake up sick, you can't help that. But if you know you're going to be out in advance and you call for a sub in advance, then we have a greater chance of making sure that we get a sub there that day. I know that Fridays or Mondays are always very, very difficult. So if you know you're going to be out, please give them that call quickly. Other than that, we just really want to welcome you to Round Rock. We're really excited that you're here. Human Resources is that. We're here to serve our humans. So we want to help you in any way that we can. Please reach out to us. We all know enough about each other's jobs that we can help each other out, and we work very closely with Payroll. So if you can't get with us, make sure you reach out to us. Well, happy to serve.
All right. Well, thank you, Annette. And we'll make sure we also add those links of ways that people can reach out to Human Resources and get that support that I know you guys provide on a daily basis.
Yes, and we have a website as well. It's hrs_web@roundrockisd.org.
Very good. And I know Annette and her team are always looking to bring great teachers to Round Rock ISD. So if you're listening to this, we hired you for a reason, because you're an incredible teacher. And so tell your friends. I'm sure we'll be hiring lots of great positions next year and throughout the year. So there's always room for a great teacher here in Round Rock. So our next guest, I'm going to turn it over to him. He's going to give just a few quick tips. Annette talked about T-tests, and in order to put in your self-evaluation and your goals and things like that, you do need to use Eduphoria, as well as a lot of the tests and DCAs and things like that are coming up are in Eduphoria as well. So Chris is going to give us just a few tips and show us where you can find some resources to help you use that tool. So Chris, take it away.
Thank you very much. If you notice my background, this is not me actually out in Seattle at the original Starbucks. I am sitting down at a Starbucks. It's the beauty about technology and having a Google Hangout. Felt like taking a vacation with the amount of questions coming in over the past couple of weeks with regards to Eduphoria. We just want you all to know that we're a resource for you all in the PD department. If you ever feel like you need support at your campus, reach out to us by way of email or send us a chat or anything, or contact your principal and say, we want some more support with regards to professional development or Eduphoria. I'm going to share my screen because I think it's important to highlight a couple of areas for you all to be thinking about over the next couple of weeks. This appraise icon right here, I've received a number of emails recently. People asking, I don't have the appraise icon. If you don't, forgive the noise, my apologies. If you don't have that appraise icon, it's because your principal or assistant principal has not assigned a t-test to you. And I know that you've got some deadlines coming up, and when you log in initially into Eduphoria and it's not available for you, please contact your principal or assistant principal and request them to assign you a t-test so that will appear. And then when you click on My Evaluations, you'll have that opportunity to fill out your form and then submit it to your appraiser. So again, as a reminder, if you don't have that appraise icon, contact your principal or assistant principal and ask them to assign you a t-test. For those that are now at the stage where you're either entering in VAS scores or administering your DCAs, just as a reminder, when you log into Aware, this little icon up here, or this notification for test available, this is where you're going to find either any tests that you create, any team tests, the campus common assessments, and obviously any DCAs. I don't have it because the DCAs have not been assigned to me. You will notice that there's something that says RRISD common assessments. If you click on that, you'll have a drop-down menu of all the DCAs that you can print. So again, you're not looking at assessments, you're looking under the Analyze tab, Test Available, and District Assessments, where you'll find the links to enter in your VAS scores or print your DCAs or administer DCAs online. If you're still feeling a bit overwhelmed with regards to Eduphoria, you are not alone. There's a lot of people that still need support and assistance out there. Under our website, which is pd.roundrockisd.org, we have a page dedicated to Eduphoria. Use this as a resource. If you click on Eduphoria, we offer some additional learning quick tips over here and resources that we've created to better support you. Another common issue that people are running into is scanning their bubble sheets. This is going to give you step-by-step instructions on how to create a password for the scanners. And this is an important one to look at as a new teacher. Again, if you're new to Eduphoria, we created this at the very beginning of the year. And what this is going to do is just kind of walk you through some of the basics of assigning your t-tests, creating teams, where to go to administer any online testing, just understanding Eduphoria in itself, and then finally, at the very bottom, adding learning standards to any test so that you can get the data that you need. Again, we're a resource available for you all. Feel free to reach out to us. You can send us a message by email, send us a chat, contact your principal or assistant principal, request for us to come out and work with you and your team, and we'd be more than happy to come out and join you.
All right, thank you, Chris. And I'm going to wrap it up. I know there's been a few questions regarding compliance that have come in, and Annette, thank you for bringing that up as well. I know that it can seem a little confusing because of the different types of compliance training that we have to get done this year. I can tell you that we're almost through the hump of getting compliance emails and reminders and things like that. That's hopefully by tomorrow or Friday when the deadline is, a lot of that will start trickling off. But just so you know, I do want to show you on our website as well. So as a new teacher, you can know exactly what it is you need to get done compliance-wise. But if you see on our website here, back up here to pd.roundrockisd, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. At pd.roundrockisd.org, if you come over here and click on the Employee Compliance Training tab, everything listed over here is required of all staff members. You need to do your 8 modules right here, as well as the employee handbook. If you click right here, it's going to take you to our e-learning environment where you can access those courses and get them done, as well as the network security training, which also has been sent out. And I will tell you, as a new hire, we have had a few issues with getting the account set up for our new hire. So if you have not received an email yet regarding your network security training, don't worry. That'll be sent out as soon as those accounts are created, and you'll have 30 days from that point to complete that training. So you've still got plenty of time to do that. Over here on the left, you're going to see the suicide prevention awareness training that is required of all classroom teachers every year. So what you'll do here is just follow these links, create an account, and take that course. And if you're a new hire, then your deadline to do that is October 28th. If you're an existing hire and you completed this last year and you're joining us today, welcome. But also just want to let you know that it's an annual certification that you need to maintain. So if you took the suicide prevention awareness class on February 28th last year, then you have to get it done again by February 28th of 2017 to remain compliant with that certification. And then also, if you happen to teach science, you need to take one of these. And if you're an art teacher watching, you need to take that kiln safety course right down there. So we're almost through compliance season. We're as excited as you are to get past that, but it is something we have to do every year, and it's something that there's a lot of important information that helps us be as successful as an organization. So thank you for the time in doing that. And finally, the last thing that we want to share today, I'm going to share my screen one more time because I forgot to point out on our website where you can find more support as a new hire. I want to point out this tab right here, New Staff Development. Throughout the year, we'll be including updates here. Right here, we're letting you know about the tailgate barbecue coming up on November 4th. We're going to be adding resources specifically for new hires on this side. And if you're a teacher and you're watching this, New Teacher Chat is just a recommended hashtag on Twitter that we recommend as new hires to follow. Lots of great information will be shared there, worldwide information that you can take advantage of. And so the last thing, before we do sign off, is we are going to be giving away, not just to our live viewers, even though I know, thank you for watching live, but we want to reward those who maybe are stuck in traffic right now or can't watch. They'll watch it later. But we're going to be giving away 2 copies of The Obstacles of the Way, and the way you can win is over the next week, if you post to Twitter a celebration of your favorite learning moment from your first month with Round Rock ISD. It could be a professional learning moment that you learned from a colleague, something you learned from a class you went to, or it could be something with your students. So even if you're not in the classroom right now and you're a new hire working in a different department, you're learning just like everybody else. So what was that favorite learning moment that you have? Post it to Twitter. Make sure you use this hashtag that I have right there, NTRRISD. Tag it with that over the next week. We're going to randomly draw 2 winners of this excellent book. So let me check just one last time, make sure we didn't have any questions come in. And it doesn't look like we had any new ones come in. So other than that, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Anybody have any last words you want to share?
I just want to say thank you, Brian, for the opportunity, and don't forget to contact us if you have any questions.
Same here. We thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to talk with our new hires. And please do contact us with any questions or concerns you may have. We're here to help.
All right, and so this posting and everything else will be included at pd.roundrockisd.org, and as well as we'll be sending out through all our social media channels. So I thank you all again for joining us today, and stay tuned for our next episode next month where we'll have some different guest speakers. Chris and I will probably be back, but we'll be featuring different departments throughout our district and the ways that they support our new hires in Round Rock. So thank you very much, everybody, and have a great day.
Bye.